For decades, parents around the world trusted one brand above all to care for their newborns, Johnson & Johnson. Their baby powder was marketed as pure, gentle, and safe, a symbol of innocence. But behind the comforting image of pastel bottles and smiling babies lay a shocking truth. That same baby powder, sprinkled lovingly on children for generations, has been linked to cancer. And worse, evidence suggests the company knew about the risks for decades and covered it up. This is the story of how one of the world's most trusted corporations betrayed the very people who believed in it most. Johnson & Johnson is one of the biggest pharmaceutical and consumer goods companies in the world. For over 100 years, their baby powder was a household staple. Marketed as safe, gentle, and even essential, it became synonymous with motherhood and childcare. But what started as a trusted product turned into one of the biggest corporate scandals in modern history. Thousands of lawsuits, billions in settlements, and lives lost to cancers like mesothelioma and ovarian cancer, all linked to asbestos contamination in talc, the main ingredient in the powder. This isn't just about a defective product, it's about corporate negligence, hidden research, and an orchestrated campaign to protect profits over people. So let's unravel the shocking tale of Johnson & Johnson, baby powder, cancer, and corporate cover-ups. 1. The origins of baby powder. Johnson & Johnson introduced baby powder in 1894. It was marketed as a miracle product, keeping skin dry, preventing rashes, and leaving babies with a clean, fresh scent. Mothers across the globe trusted it, making it a household name. The main ingredient? Talc, a naturally occurring mineral mined from the earth. It's soft, absorbent, and perfect for preventing moisture. But talc often forms near asbestos deposits, a deadly carcinogen known to cause cancer. From the beginning, this connection was a ticking time bomb. 2. Early warning signs. Internal documents and independent research dating back to the 1950s and 1960s began raising alarms. Scientists discovered that asbestos contamination in talc was not uncommon. By the early 1970s, tests confirmed asbestos fibers were present in some talc samples used in consumer products. And Johnson & Johnson? According to court documents, they knew. Internal company memos revealed discussions about the contamination. But instead of warning the public, they downplayed or ignored the risks. The company's image was spotless. The reality was anything but. 3. The link to cancer. Two main health risks emerged from talc and asbestos exposure. Mesothelioma, a rare aggressive cancer caused almost exclusively by asbestos exposure. Even tiny amounts can trigger it. Ovarian cancer, studies showed women who used talcum powder in their genital area had a higher risk of developing ovarian cancer. By the 1980s, research linking talc use in ovarian cancer began to grow. Yet Johnson & Johnson continued to market baby powder as safe, especially targeting women for daily use, even in ads suggesting talc as part of feminine hygiene routines. 4th, the first lawsuits. The legal battles began in the late 1990s and early 2000s, but they exploded in the 2000s. Thousands of women came forward, claiming their ovarian cancer was linked to decades of using Johnson & Johnson's talc-based powders. Families of mesothelioma victims joined the lawsuits as well. In trial after trial, shocking evidence emerged. Internal company documents showed Johnson & Johnson had been aware of asbestos contamination for decades, but chose not to disclose it. Instead, they lobbied regulators, funded favorable research, and reassured the public that their product was safe. By the late 2000s, juries across the U.S. were awarding plaintiffs billions of dollars in damages. 5. The cover-up. So how did Johnson & Johnson keep this hidden for so long? Manipulating science. The company funded studies designed to downplay risks while discrediting independent research linking talc to cancer. Influencing regulation. Johnson & Johnson worked to prevent stricter government oversight, insisting their product was safe. Marketing tactics. Even as evidence mounted, the company continued to market baby powder aggressively, especially to women and minority communities, knowing these groups used talc products at higher rates. It wasn't just negligence. Many argue it was an orchestrated cover-up. 6. The human cost. Behind the headlines are real lives. Women who used baby powder daily for decades later discovered they had ovarian cancer. Families of mesothelioma patients, shocked that a product marketed as safe and pure could lead to such devastating illness. One high-profile case in 2018 awarded 22 women over $4.7 billion in damages, one of the largest product liability verdicts in history. Stories like these revealed the human cost of Johnson & Johnson's actions. Not just statistics, but mothers, daughters, and families torn apart. 7. Johnson & Johnson's response. The company has repeatedly denied wrongdoing. Their stance? Baby powder is safe, backed by decades of research. They argue that studies linking talc to cancer are flawed or inconclusive, but public trust eroded. In 2020, Johnson & Johnson announced it would stop selling talc-based baby powder in the US and Canada, citing declining demand rather than safety concerns. In 2022, they expanded the move globally, shifting entirely to cornstarch-based powders. Critics say it was too little, too late. For thousands of victims, the damage was already done. $8 billion in settlements. By 2023, Johnson & Johnson faced over 40,000 lawsuits. The company has already paid billions in verdicts and settlements. In an attempt to limit liability, they even tried a controversial legal maneuver known as the Texas two-step, creating a subsidiary to handle lawsuits and then filing it for bankruptcy. Victims' advocates saw this as another attempt to dodge responsibility. The legal battles continue today, with the company expected to pay tens of billions in total. 9. The bigger picture. Corporate accountability. This story isn't just about Johnson & Johnson. It's a reflection of a bigger issue. Corporate accountability in the face of profit. How many other products are marketed as safe, despite potential risks? How often do corporations bury unfavorable research to protect their image and bottom line? The baby powder scandal is a wake-up call about trusting big brands blindly. Even the most wholesome, family-friendly image can mask dangerous truths. 10. Lessons for the future. The Johnson & Johnson scandal leaves us with hard lessons. Transparency matters. Companies must disclose risks honestly, no matter the financial cost. Regulation is critical. Independent oversight is needed to protect consumers when corporations won't. Consumers must stay informed. Blind trust in brand reputation can be dangerous. Most importantly, it reminds us that behind every corporate decision are real human lives at stake. Johnson & Johnson built its empire on trust, promising safety, purity, and care. But the baby powder scandal revealed a darker reality, one where profits came before people, and truth was buried until it was too late. So who pays the price? Families grieving loved ones? Women battling cancer? Generations betrayed by a product they thought was safe? The story of Johnson & Johnson is not just about baby powder. It's about corporate power, responsibility, and the hidden costs of negligence. And as you hold any brand in your hands, whether it's for your family, your health, or your daily life, ask yourself, how much do we really know about the products we trust? Because history has shown us one painful truth. Sometimes what we don't know can kill us.